Imagine yourself walking through the busy streets of India, and you stumble across a man with a basket placed in front of him. The man has an instrument called a punji in his hand. He reaches out and opens the lid, and a cobra comes out. Then the man starts playing the instrument, and the snake starts dancing along, almost as if it's in a trance. Amazing, isn't it? Wrong. My name is Stella, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about if snakes actually get charmed. Snake charming is actually very wrong. Let me explain. Usually the snake that the snake charmer will take out is a cobra, and cobras are an endangered species that is also highly venomous. You might be wondering, why is the snake charmer so unafraid of a cobra? I mean, it's very venomous. Well, let me explain. What happens is the snake charmers take the cobras out of their natural habitats by trapping them. And like I said, they are an endangered species, so this does not help the reproduction. If you thought that was bad, listen to what happens next. Then their teeth are yanked out without any painkillers, and their mouths are often sewn shut, leaving a little gap to pour water down. And their venom ducts are often pierced with a hot needle, causing the glands to burst and incapacitating the animal's defense mechanism. Imagine you were a cobra and someone did this to you. That would be so painful. And this results in none of the animals living very long and dying a slow, painful death. And that's just really heartbreaking to see, because the cobra was just living its life, until someone just came in, ripped its fangs out, which probably caused immense pain, and then they sew its mouth shut. And you can see why that is harmful, not only to the snake but to the population, because they are endangered. This is why the snake charmers are so unafraid, because the cobra can't bite back at them. Additionally, snake charming is also very violent, which is why the Indian Wildlife Act of 1972 actually banned it. But still, many snake charmers still trap the cobras for snake charming. Now that I've explained a little bit background information about how the snake charmers get their snakes, now I'm going to explain what actually happens. What actually happens is, while the charmer is playing the punji, the snake is going to rise up in a threatening position because it sees the punji as a threat. So the movement of the punji is basically what makes them dance. So when they see the punji as threatening, they're going to try to follow its movements. So that's why the snake moves around in waves in the air while the snake charmer is playing music. Snakes actually don't have external ears, so they can perceive a little bit more than low frequency rumbles. So the snake actually cannot hear the music, and it's just trying to follow the movement of the punji because it finds it as threatening. The dance these snakes also perform is actually kind of like a self-defense from attack, because like I said, they're going in a threatening position, so they're just trying to protect themselves from the punji, and by following its movements, they're trying to seem intimidating. So the movement on the snake is not based on the music, it's based on the movement, if that makes sense. Additionally, snake charmers only do this for money, because many people want to pay to see a snake get charmed by music, although that's not actually what happens. Furthermore, not only does this happen to the poor snakes, they also have to be kept in this tiny little basket all day long without food. And snakes can go months without eating, but still, that's not an excuse. They still need to eat. Also, because these are wild snakes that snake charmers are taking, these snakes are usually going to be pretty thin when you have them already. So not only is food scarce for them in the wild, with the snake charmers taking them, it's even scarcer. And that usually leads to starvation, and that usually is also how they die. And not only that, because the cobras cannot eat, since their mouths are sewn shut, that's usually how they pass away. So that's basically why snakes do not actually get charmed. It just appears like it to the audience. Overall, the main things we mentioned were that these snakes are illegally taken from the wild, and their venom ducts are poked with a hot needle, which is very dangerous for the snake because it can cause an infection, and it also hurts the snake a lot. They are put in a tiny basket all day long where they have to perform. They are not able to get food because their mouths are sewn shut. The snake rises up in a defensive pose and follows the movement of the punji because it thinks it's a threat. And snakes do not have external ears, so the cobra cannot hear the music. So that's basically all the points we covered and why snake charming isn't actually what it appears to be. So if you ever see a snake charmer or want to see them, or you have a friend or family member who wants to go see a snake charmed, tell them this. Anyways, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. By the way, 100 subscribers is equal to a Q&A. Remember, if you have any video ideas, you can comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Also, guys, do you like my Halloween decorations in the back? I don't know if you can see it. It's some little skeletons.